Good afternoon, happy stampers, and welcome to my happy stamping studio. This is Judy Anderson with judystamps.com. And today we are going to be using the Notes and Totes stamp set. Now, this does have a coordinating um, die set, but we are not going to be using that today. We are going to do some blending with our blending brushes, one of my favorite techniques. In fact, I want to share with you, I created this background for this round that I painted, and I used paints in my blending brushes. So you, you can use these blending brushes for more than just ink, you guys. I have been actually sharing ideas with the painting world about how we can use our blending brushes in so many different ways than just stamping. But let's get to today's card. So we're going to use the Notes and Totes. I've got two pieces of basic white, a piece of Summer Splash, and a piece of Peach Pie. Now, Summer Splash and Peach Pie are our ink colors that are going to be leaving us in a few weeks. So if either one of these or any of the ink colors are your favorite colors, be sure to head over to my store and get that ink pad, get that ink refill. You know, you guys always are looking for refills for your ink pads. Make sure you get an ink refill and get the cardstock and any other products that have that color in them, because once they're gone, they're gone. Now, they do occasionally bring some of our ink colors back, but it's usually not for quite a few years. So I urge you to get your favorite one. So we are going to create a background, and I always start with my lightest color, and I am using Daffodil Delight today. Lemon Lolly would work for this also. So I take my hand, oops, close that I shouldn't have, and I push and rub in both directions to pick ink up in my brush. Then I take my brush and go back and forth in the lid or in the bottom of this so that it distributes that ink throughout. And we're just going to create a fun sky here. So I'm going to go in first with my Daffodil Delight and brush on some yellow in the top of the sky. This is going to kind of give you that sunset look, but it's not going to be really sunset. We're going to be doing stamping in our black memento ink over the top of this. This is a very simple S.I.P card, which is stamps, ink, and paper. And you just keep brushing this on until you get the color you want. Now, if you want a little bit darker, you can just go into your lid and pick up that ink because that ink's in there. And then just go back over this again. And you're going to notice that I'm going off my paper as well as onto it. Okay, we're going to pick up our next color. I have done so many cards using this technique. I just love, love, love the look that you get. And you can do different variations. Now I'm picking up that ink once again, brushing it off in the bottom plate here. And now I'm going to go in from the side and just distribute that color across. And we're going to build color. Once again, it's always easier to add color. It's not so easy to take color away. Okay, we're going to go over again. My pad's a little bit dry. I should have brought my re-inker over here, but I didn't. But we're getting that color on there. Just keep going over, and the more you brush it and blend it, the softer the color gets. And now I'm going up into that Daffodil Delight now. You don't want a definite line. You want it to go into it. And you're going to notice I'm going all the way up to the top. So if I get too much of this peach pie there, I can go back over it with the Daffodil Delight. Okay, I'm going to pick up some more color. I want this just a little bit deeper here. Let's start from this side. And you're going to notice that there's a light edge here. That's fine, because when we use that summer splash, we're going to go into that color a little bit. And when you choose colors for this, you want to choose colors that complement each other and that won't look muddy or brown when you blend them together. Let's open this lid up. Now I have a lot of ink here, so I'm just going to go right into this bottom of my pad. Now you may have heard we're coming out with some new ink pads, and some of you have showed concerns about that. I'm going to turn this around. I will tell you that all the new ink colors will come in the new pads. The rest of the colors will come in as they need to replenish. Oh, this had some blue in it. I didn't clean my brush. So this is coming out a little bit bluer than I want, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep adding color. And see how it's mixing with that peach pie. And now we're getting a little bit more of the true color. So let's get some more color here. And just add that on. The new pads are magnetic. They do, they're great. I used them at on stage a couple weeks ago. I love them. They will fit into our storage that we currently have. So if you have that storage, no fret, you guys. You'll still be able to use it. So I just created that background. Now, I could take some water and splatter that on here. I'm going to go back to my Daffodil Delight a minute. I want to make that a little bit brighter. Let's pick up some more ink. There we go. So you can see how that brightens it. I can even take this Daffodil Delight and go between the pumpkin pie and the summer splash there. And that kind of melts it all together. I call it melting, but it's really blending it together. Now, like I said, I could take my water painter brush, get the brush filled with water, and then tap it on my finger like this, but it would have to dry before I do this next step, so I'm not going to do that today. We'll do that in the future when we have a little bit more time. So this stamp set, the Notes and Totes stamp sets, has some great sentiments in it. And I am going to do Sending Warm Wishes. So I want to put that on first before I do my other elements. And all of our elements are going to be in Memento. We are not going to be doing any stamping in our colors today, except a sun. I am going to do a sun. Okay, we're going to get that up really good. Get that up here. Oh, let's do it down here a little bit. Not quite centered. Okay, press evenly so that ink absorbs in. Oh, well, I got a blotch. 2 sides to every piece of paper. There was something stuck in there. There was some paper stuck in there. Well, that wasn't very good. We're going to have to start over. But it's only going to take a couple seconds. We've already done this. So let's start over. Let's grab our Daffodil Delight. Okay, how many of you are laughing at me? Or how many of you are laughing with me? I am not perfect, you guys. I tell you that all the time. Let's get this on here. Now, I see that the black did come through a little bit, so I am going to get a piece of basic white, and we're going to matte our sentiment. Okay, let's get this on. I go and brush in both directions so I get both sides of the bristles, you guys. Okay, let's get that peach pie. Really press in there. I'm not going to go in here. I'm just going to go right onto my paper. And the reason why I'm doing that is because my pad is dry. Judy should have re-inked this. Okay, just keep blending and blending and blending and going into that Daffodil Delight. There we go. See, we got that color. I'm going to the edges of my pad because that's usually where more of your ink is, because we have a tendency of stamping or inking up our stamps in the center of the pad. There we go. Look at that. Looking good. I can't believe that that happened to me. Oh my gosh, how many of you have that happen to you? Please put in the comments. Let's laugh together. Let's celebrate our opportunities. Okay, well, this is better anyways because this is the truer color. Okay. Oh, and it's coming out so beautiful. All the way up. Look at that. Another great matte. Okay, we're not going to do the sentiment. Let's grab the sun. We're going to grab the sun and we're going to go into that peach pie. Okay, I could do it with a Daffodil Delight. It should show up. See how dark. Oh, you know what? I'm going to grab the re-inker. Hang on. Okay, grab my re-inker, grabbed a mat for our sentiment. So we're just going to re-ink this. So to re-ink it, I just squirt some re-inker in here. Frankie, quiet. Dave. Okay, so now we've got lots of ink on there. So we're just going to put that sun right up here. And see how that shows up? So, you know what? I may not have to do a mat. We're going to stamp our flowers next. So this has got a stamp that has multiple flowers in it. Let me see if that'll fit on. Yep, it fits on this block. So we are going to add some flowers. I'm just going to do the mat. I'm not going to mess with it today. Already messed once. Okay. And I just want some flowers at each side of that sentiment. Actually, this is working out a little bit better. Okay, and we're going to put this one down here. Okay, then we don't want the rain because we're sending warm wishes. Let's put this flower in the bottom right corner. Right down here. Okay, so that's our stamping, except for our sentiment, which I've got that piece of white mat. Let's do this again. I'm hoping that this is large enough. Oh, just fits. I'm getting lucky today. Just don't tell Dave. Sending warm wishes. So let's cover this ink pad up so we don't have any mishaps. Got my little paper trimmer out here. And we're going to trim it close because it's close on the other side. Okay, I am going to take I'm going to edge my edges on this. That way I don't have to mat it. So I'm just going to put my paper in here and see how it creates that border. So this is a fun little technique to use when you don't want to mat your sentiment. I want to keep this pretty simple. Okay, move this all out of the way. Let's get this put onto this piece here. So we are going to put some dimensionals right down the center. Get those little chads off. And now we're going to put this on here. And those flowers also ground our sentiment. If we wanted, let's do this. Since I'm showing you this anyways, let's grab our memento. And I didn't want to do a layer toe. And it's not going to be a large border here around it, but it is going to, see how you have that illusion of the black there? It's not much, but when you do the edges like this, it takes those edges from white to black, and it does frame everything. Just be careful so that you don't get ink all over. Look at that. Just that simple little thing. Okay, so let's grab the rest of our papers. So we have a peach pie card base. And can you believe I still have not taken my bone folder and brought it over to this side? We've got that. Now we have our summer splash mat. We're going to go ahead and take our snail and put our adhesive around the edge and a little bit in the center so it doesn't come off. Let's center this here. Rub it a little bit. I call it rubbing the belly. And we are going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to adhere it a little bit down the center. And look at this. Isn't this such a happy card? Who wouldn't love to receive this in the mailbox? Look at that. Perfect for summer, right? Okay, let's take this piece here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our blending brushes. And instead of going over the center, I am just going to go around the edge and do some spots with it. And it's going to be light. Just doing 3 areas. We don't have to cover the whole edge, you guys. You just want to pick up this color. Now remember, I inked this up. So this is going to be really dark. So we need to start light. Two and 3. So I'm doing 3 spots with each. There we go. And last but not least, our summer splash. My brush fell down off my glass mat here. You know, some of you have asked me about the glass mat. We do sell it. So if you don't have one, it's a great surface to be stamping on. Okay, these are just light little areas. And that's what we have. Let me make this one a little bit darker here. We just want to round the edge. Now, I'm not going to put anything on. Well, you know what? Yes, I'm going to do relax and enjoy. I have somebody in mind for this card, so I'm safe putting this on the inside. You guys know that I usually do basic sentiments on the front, and I wait to when I'm going to send the card, and that's where I personalize my cards. So, relax and enjoy. Move this all out of the way. We don't want to get ink on that. Get our memento out. This is the fun card, you guys, that really should only take you a few minutes to make if you don't have an opportunity like we did with mine. I'm hoping that, okay, there we go. It's really wet, so we are going to wait a second. In fact, I am not going to put it on. I am just going to leave it right now because the ink is wet. That's going to go on the inside like that. Relax and enjoy. Sending warm wishes. So don't forget our ink colors, our 2024 to 26 ink colors will be retiring in just a few weeks. So go grab them in my store now. Refill any of the products that you want that are your favorites, you know, and be sure to grab those refills. Those ink refills have a tendency of selling out quickly. So until we meet again, everybody, happy stamping.